Hi and welcome to this edition of Out the Box. My name's Paul. Today we're going to have a look at what is in this box. This is the Ruijie EST330F-P, the F standing for fast Ethernet, being 100 meg a second. These are point-to-point and point-to-multi-point devices. Not going to give you a big technical overview. This is about what you get in the box. But if you want to see out how to set these up, how they perform, then head on over to our YouTube channel. I've got plenty more information about it over there. So let's just jump in and get a look at what is in the box. So first thing, if you heard me talk about Ruijie before, is the warranty card. This excites me always. You get 3 years of warranty out the box straight away. Simple as that. Get started guide. The next second best thing for me in this is very simple. This is all cloud managed. There is no interface to log into. There is no software to install. All you need is a web browser, or you can put an app on your mobile. You can use this for you can delegate it out to customers or family, and you can see how all of these devices are performing, and that is totally free, and you just have to scan the code on the back of this as long as it has an internet connection, and it will set itself up. Then you get a couple of zip ties. This is designed to be mounted to a pole. You can mount this, as you can see, directly to a wall. You do get some screws and lugs to be able to directly do that. So obviously you're going to put your screws in a normal way, pull that up, and they're going to hold in place. Or you can see the ribbing there for mounting out on the pole, and you can see the holes at the back. So once that's around the pole, you're going to zip tie that into place. You are going to get a power pack. You can power this directly via its PoE injector. This is a 24 volt out PoE injector. So this obviously goes into your main socket. You'll see that your data from your router or your switch comes into here. This port here will take your PoE, which mixes this power and the data, sends it down a single Ethernet cable into this, which can be up to 100 meters away from this. So you can mount it and run it using PoE, which is directly like that. It has two other ways of being powered. You can, and we'll look at this more in detail by opening this up, you can power this directly by 12 volts. So if you have a solar array or a battery, if it's running at 12 volts, you'll just need to get yourself a 12 volt connector in there. I think it's a 2.1 it's called, or something like that. The round one is the same as what you see on the bottom of our plug there, and take that out to your battery packs. You can then also, this is where your PoE would come in. This is come in from our PoE injector that I showed you earlier if you want to use that. That will be powered at 24 volts, but some people already have a normal PoE switch. A normal PoE switch runs at 48 volts. This device can be powered off a normal PoE switch. So if you've got one that's powering your cameras or some wireless access points, then now we can plug this directly into that as well. So we've got three ways of powering this. With the PoE injector that we saw, directly from 12 volts, or from PoE here. And now we have not only just one port coming in, but we can have up to two PoE ports out. So again, if we give this enough power on the inside, so maybe we've given this from a PoE plus port, so we've given this 15 watts of power, a standard PoE port, we've given this 15 watts of power. We may be able to push that up to 30 watts of power. We will have more power out on this side. So let's assume we've done it with just PoE and got 15 watts. We could probably power two more cameras because they only use about 5 watts each on either side. But the load will depend on how much these are drawing. But it's great to have two extra ports on this, usable for other devices. This is your earthing pin. I would suggest this is where obviously generally you do get power surges and lightning strikes. So best place is to earth that properly. Lots of people ask whether this is waterproof. Your cable comes in from the underside, as you can see, comes up from inside there. Obviously this gives it a good amount of coverage, considering that the cable will have come quite a long way in here. So it's not going to get water ingress from it, but you do want to make sure you have a drip loop. So I'll try and show you, see if I bring this up to the camera is probably the best way for this. If we want to do a drip loop, best thing is here, the cable has come through the wall or wherever you've done it. It needs to come down lower than the device and then back inside. Ideally, it wants to come from higher as it comes through the wall down. That means any water that gathers on this or on the cable itself is forced to the bottom of the loop down here and dripped off. If we just have a cable that just slowly comes in this way, or even maybe slowly upwards, actually water can travel upwards into there. So as long as we've got a drip loop on this, this is going to be happy, especially here in our Australia environments as well. You can put some extra filler or cover in there if you want to. Then on this side, we have got these SIS ports. So we've got a SIS light here that will show you when that's found the internet and when it's actually joined to your control panel. We've got obviously our LAN one where our PoE comes in or our data, and we've got our 2 other ports to show if those are working. And then we've got our signal strength, and this will help you align or see what strength it is, but you can use the app itself. The Ruijie app in eWeb will allow you to line these up. So these devices can be a point-to-point, so I can buy 2 of these and angle them directly facing to each other with no obstructions, and maybe up to about 3 kilometers with these devices. Like I said before, these have only got a 100 meg Ethernet port, so you're only going to get up to about 100 megasecond, and probably at a kilometer you'd comfortably get around about 100 megasecond between these 2 devices. You can use these as point to multi-point. These have about a 30-degree angle, so if we had this on our house and we've got 2 sheds that are within 30 degrees, you could put 2 more of these on and scan from this first one and get connection to 2 other, and then you could loop down into a wireless access point. Or you can use these as a connection to the EST, I think it's the 450. Let me just have a look. I've got one there, yes, the 450G, which has a much bigger, it has a 120-degree angle of field, and these can then be your devices that are out on your sheds as the end point to that main access point. So quite a lot there, but I wanted to just show you what was at least in the box. Hopefully that's been useful. Head on over to our YouTube channel. Got plenty more unboxings on network, firewall, wireless, and camera security, but how-to guides, how to set up a Ruijie mesh, how to extend your wireless to another building using Ruijie. So do subscribe and stay up to date.